Hey everybody, Lynn Cole here, and thank you for tuning in to my channel. And today I have decided to interview one of my very, very interesting clients that I've been doing for a little while. And my client is very interesting to me because he actually produces, owns a black comic book. And this is the first time I've ever met anybody with that type of a job, hobby, or anything. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's going to give you the information on how to contact him and purchase his comic book, but I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about how he even got into this type of a career. Take it away.
All right, yeah. So I go by the name of Juice Lee. I make music, but right now I mainly make comic books, and so I make a comic book called Skrap, and basically that is this comic book right here. If I can get it up at the screen here, you could check that out there. That is my comic. It's basically about our main character here, this woman on the cover. Her name is Shannon Noble. She gets her black belt in traditional martial arts, gets thrown into the deep end of the world of MMA, and then finds out certain legends are more than just legends. And then basically, the book is pretty much about like, a lot of it's the martial arts based book. It's a lot of centered on MMA, but it's also just my love letter to martial arts in general. And as like this book is so much about martial arts, yes, I do martial arts myself. I do like MMA, like jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, stuff like that. But also it's just like something that I wanted to make because this type of character and this type of story I've never seen before. So it was just something I wanted to like do, and I thought it was like very, very interesting to tackle something like this. But yeah, main thing is we have 4 books out right now, like issues 1 through 4 out right now, with a 5th issue on the way, like in a few weeks, and pretty much that's kind of the long and short of it. I've been working on this book since probably about 2018, and I just been like, cranking away and like learning about so many things, and like I basically started working on this book kind of from scratch. Like I had the idea for it, and the truth of the matter is like I never actually like thought I was gonna make this book. Like I was working on a completely different book, and I got writer's block on that book, and then like started working on this, and then just the ideas just kept coming, and then here we are. So that's pretty much what's up.
So the day that you decided to make a woman the main character, what went into that? Did you consult with anybody, or did you just say it's going to be a woman?
So basically, well, the main thing is the story I was writing before is about these kids and like their crazy adventures with their city and their neighborhood and everything like that. The main character in that book, his sister is Shannon Noble, and I was like, well, I always said, like, when I was sitting there writing that other story, I was like, well, one day if I can get this book popular enough, then I'll do a spinoff, and then she like have this whole story where she's like a martial artist and all this other stuff. And then like I ended up getting writer's block on the book that I was working on originally, and like that's when I started working on Skrap. I was like, well, I'll just hit a couple chapters, and then I'll probably get the juices flowing on my other thing, and come back to it. And that never happened. So 4 years later, I'm like working on just nonstop stuff that's related to Skrap, and it just kind of blew up. But also the other part about it is when I was like writing this, or I was like thinking about Skrap, just the whole story and everything like that. I was just thinking like, combat sports in general is like a male dominated right. sport. You know what I'm saying? So combat sports like, boxing, kickboxing, all that stuff like that. But like, especially in like mixed martial arts, like, it's just primarily like, white guys, you know what I'm saying? And then like you got like a few black guys in there, and then like it's kind of international or whatever. So like you got like guys from all over the world. But like up until like a few years ago, probably like I say now it's been about 10 years ago now. But the UFC didn't have women in there. You know what I'm saying? And then women started fighting in there, and then probably about 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. The first black woman to fight in the UFC was this woman named Angela Hill, and she had I think I ended up seeing her on some special, like the UFC does this reality show called The Ultimate Fighter, where they have people basically who are up and coming fighters try to fight for a chance to get in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was on some morning show with a few other women, and I'm just seeing this black girl with this mohawk, and just out there with all these other white girls. I'm like, damn, I had never seen that before, and I was just like, yo, this is the basis. This is
Mm-hmm.
the thing I want to do, and it just stayed in the back of my mind for a minute, and then I started writing Skrap, and then I started really following that particular fighter, Angela Hill, and you know what I'm saying, and her ups and downs, because the thing that happened with her was she got into the UFC because she was popular on the Ultimate Fighter show,
Mm-hmm.
but then she got in, and then she lost her first few fights, and then they cut her. You know what I'm saying? And then when they cut her, she went into this other lower B league, and then she basically smashed everybody and became the champion. You know what I'm saying? And then then the UFC brought her back. You know what I'm saying? And so, but that whole thing was just yo, I had never seen this, and even to this day, you got a few black women that fight in mixed martial arts, but you don't have you never had a black woman that's been a champion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In the UFC, and so I was like, dude, I wanted to write that story and see what that would look like. And so that's kind of where it started from. So, and I just started thinking about all of the different things, because I have I've been watching fights for, basically 20 some odd years, and all of these cool things that I've seen in mixed martial arts and boxing and kickboxing, all these things, I started being what if I put that in the book? What if I did this in the book? What if I did this? And I just wanted to make it just this love letter to that, and to old martial arts movies and all this other stuff. So that just became a fascinating idea for me, and then apparently it resonated with a lot of other people. So that's been what's up.
Would you say that this book, children can get into it?
I would say it's a book that I would recommend for kids probably 10 and up.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
10 and up.
Yeah. So it's just it's a lot of action in the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of martial arts fights and stuff, but it's not super gory. But I mean, there are fights, and a lot of these fights they have blood in them, but it's not people are getting impaled or anything like that, or something crazy, or there's no sex or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's the that was the kind of the energy I was just trying to put into this book, and just trying to make it a real love letter to everything that I love about martial arts, and how it affects me, but also how it affects other people, and how it changes people, and how it makes a good martial arts teacher or a good martial arts instructor can make a person who was a bad person a better person. You know what I'm saying? And give them discipline, and give them some sort of structure to their life and whatnot. So it's a big thing.
So, what if someone watching this would like to purchase some of your comic books? How would they go about that?
So we got the books available digitally and physically on npccomics.com. That's npccomics.com. And basically, once you click on that site, you'll basically see Skrap and where you can buy it. And we got all of the books up there, and we'll mail them to you. They're relatively inexpensive. I think the books on the site, I think digitally, they're $4 a piece or something like that. And I think even for the physical, they might be $4 a piece. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I think unless you outside of the U.S., then they might have different shipping things that you might have to pay. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with that. And so, I like I said, I just loved like working on this thing, and it was one of those things that I didn't it wasn't supposed to happen, and it happened anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't plan on like, hey, I'm gonna write this particular comic book. It was just something that like kind of happened, and it was just snowballed, and it became what it became. And so I've been excited for like this journey, and just seeing like how much people have responded to like the book and the characters and the stories and all this other stuff. And I've been really, really happy to see like how much people were just like, yo, I messed with this. Cause I had no idea, you know what I'm saying? I had no idea. When I wrote like the first issue, and I was just like, oh, maybe I'll just get like some character art, contact the artist, get like some basic little character art, and then just kind of leave it alone. And then like I start posting it, and people are like, "Yo, what's this?" It's like, "Huh, okay." Well, then I get a little bit more character art, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on with this? I want to see what's up with this." And then like after a while, it became like this thing, and I was like, "Okay, maybe I need to go ahead and do this." You know what I'm saying? And you know, I like started looking into the creation, or like how I could contact the artist to like actually draw the book. And I mean, that was a thing in itself, because originally I wrote the book, like I was writing the book like as a as a screenplay.
Okay.
And it's a different format you got to use when you're writing a comic, for the artist to like make sure everything makes sense. And I didn't know that at the time. And we had the artist I was working with at the time, we had to go back and forth with a lot of stuff, because we were missing things. And so but yeah, like honestly, like it's been a good it's been a good experience, man. And like I said, I started from really nothing, and like these first 4 books, I mean, like we went through, and we I paid for them all out of pocket, and you know what I'm saying, they wasn't cheap.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They wasn't cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So, if anybody out there like looking to make a comic book, or looking to get into that type of stuff, man, like unless you drawing it yourself, or you got some sort of connect or something like that, I mean, you're gonna have to come up off some money. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I had to, like the first book, I had to come up off a couple bands, and a couple $1,000s, and it was like, it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm happy I did it, because now I got these books out, and there's so much more to come, and like people have just been very receptive to what we've been doing.
That's good.
So yeah.
So do you work with the same artist that you started out with?
Well, like the guys that drew the interior pages of the first 4 books, I don't work with those guys anymore. But like the guy that did the covers for the first 4 books, he actually did the interiors for this upcoming book, and he did a really good job. And me and him have been working closely for like the last year or so, and we've been cooking, we've been moving and grooving. And so I got like a little core nucleus of artists that I try to stick with. Mm-hmm. And I try to get stuff from them, and like I try to make sure like I'm paying them. So that's another thing. Just remember to if you're not the artist yourself, please remember to pay your artists, because that goes a long way in like a lot of things. You know what I'm saying, and getting stuff done, and like being taken seriously. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, because I'm a believer in you get what you pay for.
Right.
So if you be on some, if one of these artist people, say, oh, I do it for free, don't be mad when you don't see that whatever work it is for 6, 7, 8 months. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just keep that in mind anytime you like dealing with like people who be like, oh, I do this for free or whatever, you know what I mean? So, or they do it and then like it don't be good, you know what I mean? So
yeah, you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. So, be very mindful of that.
Now, the characters in the book,
mm-hmm.
do you feel as if any of the other characters could actually branch off and have a book
Yeah.
just about that character's life.
Yeah. Yeah. So the main character, her best friend, this girl named Zakaya, she actually ends up. She actually ended up being like kind of a late replacement, or not replacement, but a late addition to the story, because when I originally created her, I created her in the idea of, hey, I'm gonna create this. I want to create this character that could be her best friend, but like I was like saving her for like a whole nother story, like later on, where Shannon like meets back up with her, and then they have this whole thing. But like what ended up happening is I started posting pictures of Zakaya, and like she became like this immensely popular character. And
who picks how the women look? You or
yeah,
do you guys?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I do, like I pretty much like create like all of this stuff like in my head. I'm like basically like, okay, I want this type of girl, like basically like, Shannon, like I wanted, I wanted to think about, like, when I was creating her, I was thinking about like, okay, I wanted a woman, a black woman that was like, darker skin, that was like, young, but I wanted her to have like, the big thing I wanted was to make her hair short, because I always thought about like, it always bothered me like in stories where you have like these characters with like long flowing hair, and then they fighting people and like doing all this other stuff, and I'm like, bro, like that don't make it, I mean, it looks cool, like I guess in pictures or whatever, but it don't make sense for real. So, and I'm thinking like, if she gonna be on the floor rolling around with people, and then like, that long hair gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I've made it a point to make her hair short. You know what I'm saying? Just so it could be like something that like you immediately see and you like kind of identify with her, but two, it was something that she could realistically fight in. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a big thing. And then like Zakaya, like I wanted to.
Is Zakaya a fighter?
No,
or she just best friend.
She the best friend, but she also like is a fighter, but she's not fighting in like combat sports. She just knows martial arts, and like they train together and stuff like that. But like the stuff that Zakaya does, she does like kung fu, and then she does all this stuff with weapons and stuff like that. So she's not like fighting in the same type of arenas with Shannon, but like they train together and they spar and they do all that, but like she don't be, you know what I'm saying, she don't get into the sports side of stuff, because she that friend that's like, basically she a stab a chick. You know what I'm saying? She just that's just how she is. She just like that, like, you know what I mean? And it's a problem where like Shannon like got to rein her in, like, hey, like, did you really kill that guy? She's like, nah, he breathing, so it's fine. You know what I mean? It's like, gonna make it. Yeah. So it's like she's that friend. You know what I'm saying? And like they have like a really really fun friendship. Just the fact that like, it's like it's at times that they competitive, but they like super supportive of each other. And then like, Zakaya is like the other thing about Zakaya is like really 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 rich, like stupid rich. And but basically it's kind of like, her parents don't really care about like anything, and they self-absorbed, and like they into their own thing, and so they kind of let like Zakaya be on her own, you know what I'm saying? And where they be like, hey, we out of town for X amount of months, like, the maid to cook your food. Yeah, the maid to cook your food. You got the house, you know what I'm saying? You got cars, if you want to, whatever you want to do, whatever, we gone. You know what I mean? And it's like that. So like when she like hooking up with Shannon, like she sees Shannon and like, her hanging out with her mom, and her mom's like actually caring about what she does, and how, she kind of how her day went and all this other stuff. Like Zakaya kind of get like a little envious, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know how good you got it. And then like Shannon on the other hand is like, you rich, you like super rich, like, I'm over here being broke and whatnot. But she's like, man, this ain't. See, and they kind of have that dynamic where it's like, this ain't everything, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so sometimes like Zakiya has to explain to Shannon like, you really don't know how good you got it for real.
Right.
You know
a
what I'm
parent
saying?
that cares.
Yeah.
Actually cares.
Yeah. So yeah, and like, that's the thing. But yeah, it's a cool little dynamic. So like, it's one of those things where like when she shows up, when Zakiya shows up in the story, it's always funny just because like, she's got the goth stuff on, and all of the goth makeup and the black clothes, all this other stuff. That's just like she's super stylish. Okay. And like she tries to like Zakiya tries to be like all cool and like broody and kind of on her Wednesday Addams stuff, but like you know what I'm saying, she just like and Shannon is just all like she ends up turning to like little fangirl, like my friend badass, blah 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 blah, this and this, and then like it's just funny because like she'll just be like I'm trying to be hard here and you just like you making me like soft right now, so okay. It's just like it's just a fun dynamic. So but yeah, like I just love that stuff that they do. But then like I said, it's just a whole bunch of other characters that like we meet along the way, and it's just really fun just seeing like her adventures and her learning how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like she already knows how to fight, obviously, but like it's a way you have to fight in like mixed martial arts. It's like learning jujitsu, learning all these different things. It's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to like learn how to kick and punch somebody, standing up or whatever. But then you got to ask yourself, what's the situation when they wrestle you to the ground, and then you got to figure out how to get up, or they put you in like a chokehold and you got to figure out how to get out, and all this other stuff. And like it's just it's a lot of different things that we cover and whatnot. And then like some of the people that she meets, like this girl, the one in the second book, we meet this girl named Miley Runner, and Miley is like social media darling. Mm-hmm. She's this up and coming fighter. She's like 4-0, but like she's got like 4 million followers on like across her social media, and like she's super self-absorbed, and like everything is for clicks and everything is for like views and all this other stuff. And like so anytime that like Shannon Shannon meets her and says, hey, what's up, I'm blah 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 blah, and then like Miley just rattles off all her accomplishments and stuff like that, and just real full of herself. And that's kind of what the 5th issue of Skrap is actually about. Is like
Miley's going to be more in the book a little bit.
Yeah, Miley. What happens is Miley ends up. This girl comes to the gym, and she's a little heavier set. You know what I'm saying? She's been following Miley's videos, and she's like, oh snap, you go to this gym in my area, so I want to come in here and meet you, because like the online image that Miley presents is like this whole everything's positive, blah 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 blah, this and this, and it's like when you meet her in real life, she's super fake, and she's super like why don't you go get my products, why don't you go do this, why don't you go do that, you know what I'm saying, and like you want a selfie with me, it's gonna cost you, you know what I mean. It's like she's very much on that, you know what I'm saying. And so basically like she basically like hurts this girl's feelings, you know what I'm saying, and like tells her she's ugly, she's fat, she's stupid, all this other stuff. And she's like, damn, I shouldn't even came in here. And this is a girl that
was a fan.
Yeah, that was a fan. It was like, I shouldn't even came in here, you know what I'm saying? Like she's never fought or anything like that. She just liked what Miley was doing online, and she saw like her knocking out all these girls and stuff like that. And then like basically Shannon gets in her face and was like, yo, like you ain't got no right to talk to people like that, you know what I'm saying? And so what's like, why you got to be like this and this, and then that ends up leading into them like getting into it and like sparring, you know what I'm saying? And there's just them like sparring like really hard in the gym for issue 5, and it's like it's a big thing. So but yeah, that's like a huge deal for that fight and going forward, and like because it kind of like it inadvertently exposes Shannon to the world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so
because Miley has so many people
Yeah.
watching her that Shannon
Yeah.
is in front of the camera.
Right.
And Miley's millions of people see Shannon.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so like it's a very very interesting like thing that just happens because
Okay.
it's one of those things like, you know, sometimes like you get two people in the gym sparring, you know what I'm saying, and like, you know, people be watching, but you never know who's watching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's a very interesting thing. And plus, like, sometimes, man, like, just in real life, when people go in the gym, man, sometimes people, like, they be getting their egos ahead of themselves. And, you know, it's one of those things where, like, when you spar with somebody, you kind of, like, decide the level of engagement you want. You know what I'm saying? And you decide, like, hey, I'm just trying to go light today. I'm just trying to work this or whatever. And then, you know, if that person has common sense and respects it, they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. We'll keep it light. We'll keep it cool. But then, like, you got some people who you might, if you say that to them or you try to imply that, then they just want to take it to another level. And then you be like, okay, well, I guess we just gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is one of those times where it was like, hey, I'm about to try to Miley is that, hey, I'm about to try to embarrass you in front of these cameras.
I'm gonna show out.
Yeah. And so we gonna really see what's up, since you want to, like, you know, stick up for this little girl who shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of how that goes. And so but yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that happens later on, like, you know, where Shannon actually goes to because of stuff like that, she ends up going to Japan and like fighting in this tournament against like some major like women, you know what I'm saying? And it's just it's a really crazy in-depth story. So but yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just really excited to like to kind of tell it and let people know, like, you know, how it plays out. So yeah.
Now, what if somebody wanted to follow you on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, or anything? How would they follow you?
So I am on Instagram mainly as JUIBRAND. So this just JUI brand. I am on Twitter. Like, I'm trying to be on Twitter more, but I'm on Twitter as Juice Lee. So you know, that's where you can find me at. And then, like, other than that, it's just like Facebook.com/Juice Lee. I keep needing to like start my TikTok, but like I think I have like the handle and everything like that, but like that I want to use, but I just don't have anything up there, so I'm not gonna like promote it and be like, hey, you need to follow me on TikTok, yada yada yada, because
there's nothing up there.
There's nothing up there. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing. But yeah.
So if anyone would like to purchase these comic books, you can always purchase, of course, through the information he's giving you.
Yep. NPCcomics.com.
Yep. And that's what I did when I decided to interview him. I have clients that are very interesting. Their jobs, their hobbies, their backgrounds, what they know, what they've learned. And the clients that I have, I am going to start putting it on my channel. Of course, you gotta see me doing their hair. And I'm not really showing you guys me twisting locks, because everybody knows how it looks when you twist locks. Nothing exciting.
Yeah.
My color, you guys know I will be showing more. But I am going to do that. I'm going to start letting the public know these are the very interesting, very, 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 oh, I've never heard of that before, clients that I have. Yeah, so this is my first episode. There will be more to come. I actually have created a list of who else I'm going to interview with special jobs, special hobbies. I've never heard of that. You're the first person I know that is in that career. Like, you are the first person I've ever met in the comic arena. Now, I have watched Ultimate Fighting, one of the series, so I knew what you were talking about when they are competing to see who's going to make it to UFC.
Right.
Because I actually like UFC fighting.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to me, as well as the comic book.
Yeah.
And I know that your business is going to do well, because I've seen and looked through, thumbed through some of your stuff. I haven't sat still and read it cover to cover, which I will be doing. I just been busy moving into my new suite.
Yes. It is amazing in here.
Yeah, it's amazing in here.
Y'all need to come through. So, seriously.
And my information you guys already know on YouTube, but on TikTok, I am Lynn Cole Colorist. On Facebook, I'm Lynn Cole Colorist. On Instagram, I'm Lynn Cole Colorist.
Mm-hmm.
So, now that you guys have witnessed my first episode of interviewing one of my very interesting clients, like, share, comment, let me know how you feel about this. If you have more questions or something like that about the comic book.
Yeah.
I know you guys aren't going to ask me lock questions because I'm a colorist, but I know how to twist locks, but, I'm just happen to be doing his locks while we're talking.
Right.
So.
And see, that's the thing. We probably be talking about this stuff anyway. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, me and my clients, we always talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and my clients, I'm a friendly, talkative person, so me and my clients always talk about stuff. That's how I know my clients have really interesting jobs and hobbies and come from really interesting backgrounds because we talk. So that is going to be the end of today's session on Lynn's interesting clients. One more time, Juice, give them the information.
So you can pick up Skrap, this comics here. So you can pick this up. Skrap issues 1 through 4 are available right now at npccomics.com. And then we got the fifth issue getting ready to come out. It's actually up there too. We can kind of pre-order it right now. And then there is we got you can follow me on Instagram at JUI Brand. So JUIBRAND. I'm most active there. Hopefully you won't get annoyed with me posting a lot of knockouts and crazy martial arts stuff on my stories. But then other than that, you got me on Twitter at Juice Lee. So that's JUICELEE. And then you have just, I guess, Facebook.com/Juice Lee, but I don't really use that. It's just kind of everything I post on IG just automatically posts over there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the main deal. So IG and Twitter, man, hit me up, please follow me. Definitely appreciate all the love, appreciate all the comments and everybody just kind of looking out for you, boy. And I'm just happy to be able to do this and make cool stuff for people. So yeah.
Okay, you all, let's just make a black business owner of comic books blow up. You guys know how to get in touch with him.
Yep.
And hopefully the next time he comes in for a retwist, I can actually ask him, has he had any new sales based off of today? And the answer will be yes.
Yep. You already know. I know y'all going to pick it up.
I know y'all going to pick it up. And it's a black woman. And the black woman is the heroine. I think that's the way you say it.
Yes, heroine. Yeah.
So yeah, y'all going to pick that up.
Yep.
Okay, so this is Lynn Cole. And this is my first episode of Lynn and her interesting clients. So I hope you guys like, comment, share. Follow, like, comment, share. Follow, like, comment, share. And let's go pick that book up.
Yeah.